Hey there. We are on day 361 of our Through the New Testament in 1 year. We're getting close to the end, aren't we? Today we are doing Revelations 18. Yeah, only 4 days left. Okay, the fall of Babylon. After this, I saw another angel coming down from heaven, having great authority, and the earth was made bright with his glory. And he called out with a mighty voice, "Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. She's become a dwelling place for demons, a haunt for every unclean spirit, a haunt for every unclean bird, a haunt for every unclean, detestable beast. For all nations have drunk the wine of the passion of her sexual immorality, and the kings of the earth have committed immorality with her, and the merchants of the earth have grown rich from the power of her luxurious living." Seems like this around now, huh? Then I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, lest you take part in her sins, lest you share in her plagues, for her sins are heaped high as heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities. Pay her back as she herself has paid back others, and repay her double for her deeds. Mix a double portion of her in the cup she mixed, as she glorified herself and lived in luxury. So give her a like measure of torment and mourning, since in her heart she says, I sit as a queen, I am no widow, and mourning I shall never see. For this reason her plagues will come in a single day, death and mourning and famine, and she will be burned up with fire. For mighty is the Lord God who has judged her." As that represents a place or a person, who knows? Or a whole generation, maybe. "And the kings of earth who committed sexual immorality and lived in luxury with her will weep and wail over her when they see the smoke of her burning. They will stand far off in fear of her torment and say, Alas, alas, you great city, you mighty city Babylon, for in a single hour your judgment has come." And the merchants of the earth weep and mourn for her, since no one buys their cargo anymore. Cargo of gold, silver, jewels, pearls, fine linen, purple cloth, silk, scarlet cloth, and all kinds of scented wood, and all kinds of articles of ivory, all kinds of articles of costly wood, bronze, and marble, cinnamon, spice, incense, myrrh, frankincense, wine, oil, fine flour, wheat, cattle, and cheap horses and chariots and slaves, that is, human souls. All right. The fruit for which your soul longed has gone from you, and all of your delicacies and your splendors are lost to you, never to be found again. The merchants of these wares who gained wealth from her will stand far off in fear of her torment, weeping and mourning aloud. Alas, alas, for the great city that was clothed in fine linen, in purple and scarlet, adorned with gold, with jewels, and with pearls, for in a single hour all this wealth has been laid waste. And all shipmasters and seafaring men, sailors, and all whose trade is on the sea stood far off and cried out as they saw the smoke of her burning, What city was this was like the great city? And they threw dust on her heads as they wept and mourned, crying out, Alas, alas, for the great city, where all who had ships at sea grew rich by her wealth, for in a single hour she has been laid waste. Rejoice over her, O heaven, and you saints and apostles and prophets, for God has given judgment for you against her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and threw it into the sea, saying, So will Babylon, the great city, be thrown down with violence, and will be found no more. And the sound of harpists and musicians and flute players and trumpeters will be heard in you no more, and the craftsman of any craft will be found in you no more, and the sound of the mill will be heard in you no more. And the light of a lamp will shine in you no more, and the voice of the bridegroom and bride will be heard in you no more. For your merchants were the great ones of the earth, and all nations were deceived by your sorcery. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints, and all who have been slain on earth. Wow, that's a heavy chapter, isn't it? Yeah, I wonder if I can find Kindle just for kicks. See if Kindle will open. And we will look up chapter 18 in our reference book here just to get a quick look here. There you go. Chapter 18. Commercial Babylon destroyed. Get out of here. Okay, let's see. Whoops. The destruction of Babylon described in 17 and 18 will decisively rid the world of major evils that have plagued the human race for about 5,000 years. We have already seen the destruction to be unleashed on the ecclesiastical and religious Babylon in the middle of the tribulation period. The destruction of the commercial and government systems will not take place, however, until the end of the tribulation. Some Bible scholars do not distinguish between the destruction of chapter 17 and that of chapter 18, but mold them all together following the following 6 reasons established that they are not the same. After this, I saw another angel. His reasons, right? Babylon the greatest father. After the son of the... We're reading that, okay. Whether another angel is one of the 7 angels who had 7 bowls, we are not told, but it seems doubtful. For this angel is distinctive with such great authority that lights the earth with his glory. The message of the angel who cries with a mighty voice, fallen, fallen. During the tribulation, we naturally ask ourselves the question, where is that city? Again, Bible prophecy students are not in agreement. I have heard some suggest the city of Rome, and some years ago, one interpreter suggested New York City because he felt it was the commercial center of the world. Well, that's going to be fallen next year, isn't it? Those of us who believe we should take the scriptures literally whenever possible are inclined to believe that the city of Babylon will be rebuilt. Admittedly, there are good Bible teachers who do not hold that position, but I am inclined to believe that the weight of Bible prophecy requires the literal rebuilding of Babylon, capital B, right? Babylon to be rebuilt, that says reasons why. They don't really tell you, do they? Updated. That's writing about material in the first edition. Much has happened in both Iraq and Babylon. Saddam Hussein, the country has spent over $1 billion rebuilding that ancient city, which I believe will be taken over someday by Antichrist. This book was written in 1999, and this is back during Saddam Hussein and all that stuff. So, you know, it needs to be updated. So that's not. We'll mark that as complete, right? Tomorrow, we're 19, rejoicing in heaven. That's what we're waiting for, right? So there you have it. So we're nearly done, aren't we? Just 4 more days and through the whole New Testament in a year will be done, and we'll start something else next year, right? Not sure what yet. Still looking around for some ideas, but we will do something every day and never fail. Never miss a day, right? So catch up on the ones you may have missed and give us a like if you think about it. And tomorrow we'll do it again. See ya.